She thought the best revenge she could get on her husband, who was messing around, is to go ahead and sleep with his boss. Start dating the boss. So how did it go? We will get an update in a second because it is Follow-Up Thursday. Before that, though, crazy story, man.
Yeah, this story is insane and trigger warning because it's really sad and it involves death. But I saw the title of it, which was dubbed by the German media, the Doppelganger Murder. And it caught my attention. And at first, I didn't think it was real. But after doing some digging, I discovered that it actually is. And it's a woman whose name is Sharabin K. She's 23 years old, and she is the alleged perpetrator. And they're accusing her of murdering a lookalike that she found on Instagram in an elaborate attempt to fake her own death.
That is bananas.
Right. So there apparently, Khadija O was brutally stabbed more than 50 times, and her body was left on the back seat of a Mercedes, in which they believed that the Mercedes would belong to the actual victim, but it didn't. It was identified as her boyfriend's, who he went into hiding. And when the body was found, police traced the car's registration back to the boyfriend and Sharabin K's family. And given that the corpse had been disfigured, investigators assumed that they had it all uncovered, but they didn't, because the autopsy report then uncovered the actual victim was Khadija, which then they did an investigation. And once they did the investigating, that's when the police were led to Sharabin K, who they charged with the murder, saying that she basically went all through Instagram for as long as she could to try to find a victim who matched her physical appearance. Jeez. And then literally tracked her down and murdered her, all because she wanted to complete this plan to fake her death, of which no one even knows what exactly the end game was in her attempting to fake her death. But that was her plan, and then they found things that led to basically them being able to prove that this was her plan the entire time.
This is one of those like crime shows you would see on TV, Kristen, that you watch all the time that I would just go, you can't even write. That's not true.
Yeah, I know.
You can't write that. Crazy.
Fact is stranger than fiction sometimes.
Always.
That's very true. Yeah, insane story, man. It is a scary world out here.
We call it Follow-Up Thursday, and you guys remind us about storylines that we never quite got closure on. And in this case, it's Ryan Laminack who said, hey, love listening to you guys. I may have missed it, but did you ever do a Follow-Up Thursday with the woman that you did a texting tutor with in May or June of like 2021, where she was trying to ask out her ex-husband's boss on a date? He says, kind of funny, fuzzy about the details and how it ended, but I believe she said her and ex-husband's boss bonded over a bag of ice at a party.
The details, Ryan. Wow.
It's one of the funniest texting tutors I've ever heard. I believe he agreed to grab a drink with her at the end. Can we update?
All right, so we first heard from Holly May 7th of 2021. Holly's divorce had been finalized for over a year when she reached out to us. Was finalized a year ago due to her husband's infidelity. Holly and her ex-husband split after she found out about said infidelity. Not only was he cheating on her with other women, but he started dating her friend. So it was a bad breakup. Because of this, she wanted to get even by hooking up with his current boss. She secretly used to fantasize about his boss anyway. So we helped her out with the texting tutor. She casually asked him out for drinks, and to our surprise, he was all for it. But we never got an update, so what happened?
Cassie's got the email update.
Hey, Bert Show. Gosh, it's been a while. Yes, I did end up going out and having drinks with him. I have to say that meeting up with my ex-husband's boss for drinks was actually a great experience, but not in the way I had hoped. He was such a gentleman, and I really enjoyed talking to him. The conversation was just so great, and I just really found myself admiring him. Unfortunately, nothing came of it because he was clueless about my intentions. But it was still a great night, and it was nice to have a little bit of fun after everything that had happened. Since then, I've actually met someone, and we've been dating for several months now. It's been a breath of fresh air, and I feel so lucky to have found someone who loves and supports me. As for my ex-husband, he did find out about me going out with his boss. I was hoping he'd be angry, but he just pretended not to care. I have to say that karma seemed to come back for him anyway. He was cheated on by his girlfriend and is now single again.
Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel real good?
I guess what goes around really does come back around. Thank you for checking on me.
Yeah, that's a little bit like when you see somebody on the highway that is speeding or they cut you off, and then a half mile down the road, a cop has pulled them over. How you just feel like instant karma.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, that car karma. It may have happened to me today as we were driving in because this car, I was getting off on my exit. They got in front of me, and they were going 10 miles under the speed limit. So I may have been riding a little close, whatever. And we got up to the same light together. So it's not like it made a world of difference.
No, isn't that embarrassing?
So I'm sitting there, and I know they're next to me, and I just pretended not to look at them because I know I was an a-hole leading up to that point.
And that's the way you started your day.
Yes.
Okay.
Just owning it now.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.